Yes, yes, yes. Prophet Brian, Black Star Movements Associations, Toronto, home of the six, home of the highest grade, you know, home of the West Indies, outside of the West Indies, multiculturalism, people from all over the world. Yeah, man. Here in Toronto, Canada. Yeah. One of the homelands, when I'm out of Jamaica, when I'm out of Africa, my ancestral homeland, a place to be. Right now, just featuring Toronto. Yeah, beautiful city, beautiful skyline. Used to be one of the tallest buildings here in the Western world, and even, I believe it's the world, one time or another, taller than the Eiffel Tower, taller than the Statue of Liberty, and taller than the pyramids of Giza. So it was a great monument here, signifying Toronto, Ontario, and the city in Canada. But yeah, just here giving thanks, black brothers and sisters, giving thanks for life, and just, yeah, giving you a view into my world, my side here in the Western world. Yeah, it's been a while back home, home away from home, until I'm home again, you see it? Yeah man, Black Star Movement worldwide. Yeah man, just a feature, the view here, sun's going down, you see there in the background, CN Tower in the water here, Lake Ontario in the foreground, and I just more life and more strength, you know what I'm saying? Yeah man, even though this city beautiful and well clean, you know, a lot of the time is off the back of my ancestors. Still there, try to get our part, our lot, so we could help ourselves and help each other as black people to uplift, you know? And yeah, basically make our world, Black Africa, great again. Big up to all countries and nations that sees the movement and initiative, all those who believe in human rights and justice, and basically recognize the need for Africa to be assisted. The advocation of reparations for African from all colonial countries from the former British Empire, of which Canada is one of those nations, the United States, the UK, and basically all those unionized European countries within Europe that basically benefited from that time till today off the backs of black people. Yes, because we helped build this city just like we helped build New York. We helped with the railroads. We helped with various aspects of building up this Western world for a whole lot of people. We know the Native Indians are here from a longer time. When this place was founded, Ojibwe, Native Indians, Cherokee, various names of Native Indians, some not even with us today. But big up to one of the First Nations people. You also have the Inuits of Canada, places like Yellowknife, White Horse, the Northwestern Territories, and these things that basically occupy the Canada, which is a vast nation, you know, trade along the Hudson Bay River, the Golden Horseshoe, the various parts there where, yeah, many a trade for fur and various things. Unfortunately, there's smallpox as a part of that trade, and peoples and tribes that existed for hundreds of years were wiped out in a matter of decades and a few generations, reducing the numbers significantly. But the Native Indians are advocating for their rights. But we stand as the black nation, black people, for our cause and for humanity. People everywhere should receive justice. But we stand for our cause because it's over the years it's been undermined, not a lot of recognition, other than small means, about Black History Month and Martin Luther King Day, and a lot of tokenism goes on. And while we give thanks because something is better than nothing, we want the full recompensation for the atrocities, for the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade, for Africans at home. Big up to those in Niger, Burkina Faso, Gabon, Nigeria, and all the nations and the other nations fighting for their rights to basically have the benefit economically of their own resources, the political freedom to elect the right officials and governments within their nations without the influence of foreigners coming in, with neocolonialism, corporations, foreign national companies, entities such as the IMF, the World Bank, even the World Health Organization, basically with different outlooks, global outlooks as well, in terms of how they want to, address the world, coming into certain aspects. We know in the past that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the history they have with Eastern Africa, the fight against malaria and other diseases, and with the aspects of vaccination that lended to sterilizing a lot of the Black women. We found out that some of the Black women, a fair amount, not being able to have children again as a result of taking certain injections. So Africa needs to be mindful, careful of Greeks and Romans bearing gifts in these modern ages. Not every smile is a smile of love. Not every handshake is a handshake of love. Africa is a wealthy nation, and other nations built their backs off of Africa, and they're still seeking wealth as one of the last and final frontier, though it was the original and first frontier in terms of civilization, culture, theologies, and God concepts spread out throughout the world, and the breadbasket of wealth when it comes to arable land, mineral enriched nations, various plants and agriculture, and the potential for those productions of raw material that many more advanced nations is basically looking to use Africa for its raw material without providing just means of economical trade. Austerity measures within nations based off economical fallout, unable to pay back debt, met with sanctions, if not bending to the will of foreign nations and foreign corporations, hyper taxation, put on its people, and just the poverty, the unnecessary poverty as a result of mismanagement within government and the oppression, influence of neocolonialism, imperialism, in its various forms, that Africa now is waking up to this reality. And the people, not just the government, but the people who the government represent, is standing up for the cause of their own future. Africans today, unborn Africans tomorrow, for the youth, for their self, their well-being, and their standard of life. So we give thanks for that, and we're all about advocating that and calling for our brothers and sisters to come home to help with the vision and the mission to develop Africa, calling all nurses, calling all doctors, all skilled laborers, calling all conscious, positive people, Rastafarians, Pan-Africans, those with knowledge of self and the love of and patriotism of their Black world and love for Black Mother Africa, humanity and justice, come together in a oneness. And those people out there of the world, of the various different nations, who stand for justice once again, to help and aid in the cause by petitioning their government, protesting, against injustice and for the rights of the smaller nations, the less economically advanced nations, to have a say over their lives and control over their destinies. And what we're now hearing is the new Africa, the new black Africa, because we know Africa is the black world. Holy Emmanuel I Selassie I Jah Rastafari, blessed love. My Lord and Empress, stand firm. Black strength and power, conscious black strength and power. Keep it moving. Yes, yes, yes. Conscious black strength and power. Prophet Brian here, otherwise known as Rasayam. Yeah man, give thanks for life. All of the massive them out there. Yeah man, Rastafari, Baba Shanti, Pan-African, black Africans at home and abroad, black people in general, you see it. It's there same way in the 6th night shift. Beautiful Toronto, Ontario, Canada here. Zooming up, seeing Tower. Yeah man, nightlife here down by the docks, POLSON Pier. Yeah. Getting a few clips. Enjoy here in T-Dot. Giving thanks for life. It was a beautiful day. And just basically here by the docks. Yeah, beautiful scenery. Popular place to get a boat ride, weddings, pictures, and basically over this side, this is the Rebel nightclub here. A whole lot of shows been featured here at the specific spot. Redemption, basically conscious, reggae, hip-hop, concerts, sometimes various artists is debuted here. Many artists come by POLSON Pier here, by the docks, Cherry Street, featured, a lot of concerts. I've been here for Sizzla, I believe it's Capleton as well, if I recall, in the past. But right now, yeah, just enjoying this lovely night here. Excellent night because we're by the lake, and I was expecting it to get much colder than this. I'm wearing a hoodie, warm hoodie, but nonetheless, I have my jacket in my vehicle, but it's not even necessary. It's so nice out here. It was a beautiful clear sky day, and it's a clear night as well, no clouds, very clear, but excellent. Give thanks for life. Just here by the docks, enjoying it, doing what it do. Don't see no boats out here currently in this docking area, but yeah, near the little small landing strip airport there out on the lake. But yeah man, this is the beautiful Toronto, black people. Give thanks for life. Just go and enjoy the time while you're alive and while you're here. I always have to be highlighting this because the type of perilous times we're living in. No matter how calm you see it, just like a lake, still waters run deep and sometimes deadly. Don't let the stillness fool you. We're living in perilous times, economical downturn, recession, potential depression. So we basically got to be wise, be proactive, work hard to bring about different avenues of survival, maintaining livelihood, taking care of our families, and to still go forward within the struggle for survival. These race survival, we have different race of people, different nations, economically sound, industrialized nations with powers, so-called superpowers, versus second, third world countries, where predominantly most black in or outside of African nations is considered second or third world, poor-stricken countries, a lot not reaching to the stage of industrial revolution. As a result, you're left out from the roundtable meetings of production, investments, and so forth. Africa is one of those places, but due to its wealth of mineral-rich resources and arable land, business is still being conducted, and it's still much sought after. But while it is sought after, it's a lot of raw deals ending up in steals, where larger conglomerates, multinational brands, corporations come in, relax rules as a result of certain dealings. The environment is not taken into consideration, the preservation of waters, rivers, and waterways, lakes, and the sea even. A lot of compromise in the environment. You hear this large talk about climate change. Throughout the history of the planet, you always had natural climate change, and yes, humans have had some impact now more than ever as a result of the industrialization, products being made, synthetic products, plastics, different polymers, and these things that don't break down in the earth, is not biodegradable. Garbage disposable recycling facilities is not up as potent as could be. So, it results in trash, people's not being educated as well. So it just results in garbage being thrown all over the place, dirtying up the waterways, residual waters being left over, and that adds to the malaria and those tropical countries along the equator, West Africa especially, and even throughout Africa, other places in the world as well, the Americas, and just about anywhere that you have mosquitoes. But the management of those sort of things is being met by more equipped nations than those of, like, say, Africa and even the Caribbean. And Africa is known as a haven for mosquitoes containing the malaria parasites. So this is something that needs to be taken into. In the past, the Americas and Canadas helped to ease their strain of the mosquitoes by going to war with the mosquitoes, flying over and spraying the place with various different pesticides in these things. The pesticides is not that great because it's known for having properties that contribute to cancer within people and polluting the waters as well. But with these modern age, hopefully something more could be done in terms of research and development to come in with things that could be used to ease the strain of these mosquitoes and how it impacts the lives of Black African people and people in general throughout the world. It makes up a large part of the health cost, with health issues, symptoms such as flu, fever, headache, vomiting, nausea, gastrointestinal issues, pain, joint pain, muscle pain, and even leading to death is one of the leading causes of death when it comes to children, infants, and the adults are affected as well. This in combination with viruses of late, it's a deadly cocktail. One thing we could give thanks for Africa is being tropical and having the sun, which we get the vitamin D that helps for our bones, helps easing certain inflammation. Vitamin D we get from the sun, and it goes a long way with assisting the breakdown of other minerals in the body that assist the immune system, the lymphatic system, the nervous system, and just having an overall good immune system to fight off diseases, in addition to the natural herbs and plants, barks, nuts, grains, vegetations throughout Africa. That and the development of medicines as a result of those plants is something that is ongoing, and still need research and development on ways that we could get better products that is natural, less to none side effects, that is affordable to African peoples and peoples in general of the world, so they could have a holistic health and basically live a good and productive life, you know. But yeah, it's a long time coming. It's a long time in the making, and we just have to be steadfast in our resolve to bring about positive change on all levels, top down, bottom up, universal health, universal food, clothes, and shelter. You know, let the hungry be fed, the aged protected, the infants cared for, the ignorant be instructed, so on and so on and so on. So, you know, these are the aim and the objectives, goals of the Rastafarian movement, you know, all Rastafarian faithfuls, Bobo Shanti, you know, all the houses of Rastafari. And it's just something fundamental to humanity and black people in general. These things should be fundamental human rights, education, fundamental education, fundamental academic knowledge, read, literacy, you know, and that's what we advocate. Humanitarians basically advocating for human decency throughout the world, and we give thanks. Just, you hear that noise in the background? That's basically some Canadian geese, and they're basically singing. Trademark of Canada, the national bird, very big form of birds, strong, make long flights, and sometimes they go south, sometimes they're here throughout the winter months as well, depending on how they feel. But that's how they basically sound there with that noise in the background. And it's one of the first actually that I've heard them coordinated and making such a loud noise in unison. So give thanks for that, and give thanks I have it here on video. That sounds great. But yeah, man, you don't know Black Strength and Power anywhere we're going up. Universal Black Star Global International brothers and sisters. Beautiful Toronto once again. I know I saw the thing set. You notice the Toronto CN Tower there changing colors, gone to purple now. And great lighting, even from where I reside up there further north in Toronto, just on the outside of the city. Not quite outside, but outside of the central core of the city. And I could still see the CN Tower from where I reside on the balcony. And throughout the years, various different designs in terms of the color and color scope theme on the CN Tower, in addition to fireworks with very different events. So Toronto is a very beautiful city. Can't say that enough. Big up to all my Torontonians, all of the man them at the east end, all of the man them at the west end, north side, south side, you name it. All of the good man them, all of the warriors them, all of the queens them, all of the Caribbean people them. Yeah man, the Black Strength and Power, Prophet Brian Rasayam, blessed love. Yeah man. Give thanks to life. Don't forget to like, press that thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Yeah man, share with your family and friends. Black Strength and Power. Blessed love.